heard the sound, it was bittersweet. Voices calling out from an aching heart, getting so much closer by staying apart, singing a song of hope and love that we you heard when I heard. I feel what you feel. We will survive. We will stay strong. Love is the word, and hope is the song. The streets are empty, but the sky is clear. You want somebody and can't have them near, taking shelter where you can when the world is at stake. Alone together, trying hard not to break, singing a song of hope and love that will heal. You heard when I heard. I feel what you feel. We will survive. We will stay strong. Love is the word, and hope is the song. A song for the lonely, the tired and the weary. A song for the broken, the mighty. Can you hear me? Get beyond our pride and greed. Share everything that we need. We won't be ignored. We will be restored. Singing song of hope and love that will heal. You heard when I heard. I feel what you feel. We will survive. We will stay strong. 'Cause love is the word, and hope is the song.
Dawn, where's the snooze button?
Freddie, it's time to get up. We got a show to do. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Hang tight, guys. Pressing the snooze one more time.
And it's time to do a show.
Morning time, snooze button.
Good morning, South Florida, and welcome to the breakfast at the Brooklyn Cafe TV.
You take a deep breath and a good whiff of that coffee brewing. Grab yourself some toast, a donut, or any breakfast. As Dawn and Freddie get you up and ready for the rest of your day.
So I grabbed myself and called 888-994-4995 to share a tip of the day.
Or just to say good morning.
So get ready for the time of your life.
Shake off your sleepies, buckle up, cause it's showtime!
Welcome to the morning show. I'm excited this morning. I'm gonna tell you.
Watch your games.
You want to just ring the bell?
I'm ringing it. I'm gonna pop your marks, baby. All good.
Good morning to you. Watch your games, watch your peaks.
Yeah.
Welcome to the morning show. Listen, if you guys are listening to us and you hear a hum,
Yeah, watch your games, watch
let
your
us know.
peaks.
Let me see.
Just type in humana, and then we'll know that it's humming. Are we good? Uh-huh. We're
Nobody
good to
talk.
go?
Everybody stay quiet for a second.
No.
Just
type in half an hour and then we'll know that it's
Sorry. Dead air for a second.
Uh-huh. We're good to go?
Everybody stay quiet for a second. No, it's good.
You're not staying
All right.
quiet. I'm sorry.
And we're good to go. Happy Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, right?
Wednesday, guys. Happy
All day.
Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. We've got Slick on the board. We're now going to be able to see his face because we did some set design changes that took quite a long time. But we're
Yeah, let's bring you up.
going to get to see Slick
Yeah,
now
let's
on the
bring you up.
board.
Let's
Let's
bring
talk
up the
about
choir. Let's do the choir.
we had
Quiet?
a
I got
trio
you.
anyway.
Trio, choir. Where we go?
We went on a road trip yesterday. We went out for lunch. We took
Oh.
the crew out for lunch and then to one of our sponsors where I had never been. I was definitely a Dodger virgin until yesterday.
And it's funny because we stayed there for a couple of hours.
Yes,
And everybody that came in, they kept looking around like, am I in the right place?
I know.
Because we were dancing and singing and people.
We were buying plants and orchids.
Oh, you get a little crazy. Do you want to drink? She's buying drinks for the
I
house.
got a drink
Drinks
for the
the
entire
house.
place.
Get the hell out of
It was
here.
just all. It was us and one more.
I kept going like this to people. She's drunk. Don't listen to her. She's nuts. So.
But that was amazing.
We've got Alana joining us, so she's hanging out with us on Wednesdays, putting her to work bright and early. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good
You guys
morning.
had quite a fun day. I'm sorry I missed out. That sounds like a blast.
We had to plan the next one when you're
When
here.
you're here.
Because I'm going to tell you something. There was no we were supposed to come back to do meetings, and something happened. Bob had to cancel. Another lady had to, everybody had to cancel. We said, okay.
Well, we got done with lunch really early because everyone was afraid it was going to rain. And I said, let's go to the Dodger. So you all looked at me and said, seriously? You want to go to the Dodger?
You have never been to the
At 12:45 in the afternoon? No, let's go to the Dodger. So 1 o'clock we went to the Dodger, and people are texting Freddie. I'm on my way. I've got one more meeting, and where it said, who is this? So I guess they're coming this morning instead of
Okay.
yesterday. And
Okay.
Amazon, you gotta love Amazon. They're always at the door. And they ring the bell, so Freddie can talk to them from anywhere where we are.
Leave the packages.
And they do. And we come back, and there's a pile of packages in front of the door. But I think you all had a really good time.
I think so, yeah.
On the
Fun
slick.
tour?
What? We
Slick.
did.
Slick,
No,
you
I didn't have a good time. I was very responsible.
You were, but holy
I
smokes.
What
was
did I
the
do?
GD. had-
Even Barb said,
Who was
"This is
that?
the slick I was looking for."
Oh, really?
You changed. You
Me? I think it was the lemon drops. I
We
think
should have
after
taken
one lemon
Vlad
drop.
with us and put RK in the trunk.
Yeah,
and then I
no,
could have driven
Vlad.
you all.
Have you met Vlad before?
Was she a meet up today?
Vladimir, I called
I think
him.
so, yeah, he was doing, I sent you a picture that he took, yeah, last week.
I call him.
Yes, last Tuesday we met.
I
And
call
met
him-
RK briefly.
Okay.
His real name is Dylan, by the way.
Okay. It's like Slick, Gene.
Yes.
I'm
thank
trying
Slick.
to get everybody's double names here.
RK is because the first day he came in, he killed a roach for Freddie. So he's
was
called
his
the
size-
it was
roach
his
killer.
Roach
Roach
killer.
killer.
Okay.
Well, my first day kind of here, I caught a lizard in the bathroom.
I could call you lizard lady,
But I don't
it's-
need
Oh,
that. We'll
She
stick
picks
with
it up.
Alana.
She's like, oh, she picks it up, she's like, oh, look how cute this is.
Alana, the tap dancer.
She definitely did, though.
Absolutely.
You could call her taps.
So I want to do when they all get in for the afternoon segment, what did everyone learn about somebody else? Kinda
Yesterday?
Like this camp icebreaker?
Yesterday?
Yes. But we can start with you.
I learned I'm intolerant indifference.
Lactose intolerant.
I'm lactose intolerant. That was Amadeus, which he hates when I
That
call
was
him
Vlad.
that.
Slick, what you
Vlad.
learn yesterday about somebody?
RK's really a drinker. He doesn't
Drinker,
stop
he
at one
wants
beer.
beer.
He stopped at 2 beers and
He
2
went
shots.
outside 'cause he was so
And he got cold. He got hypothermia that day.
He was wearing people's clothing.
Yes.
He was wearing Barbara's green sweater.
He had her sweater. What is wrong with
He
this?
caught hypothermia. He was very cold for him inside.
Now, if you think that I'm going to let you go get away with what you did last night at Beasley, which I got to say, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a chance, check out Slick's show, Arcade. That'd be one of the best productions I see them do. It was really, really a solid show from beginning
What'd
to
you
end.
like about it?
Delivery was on the mark. He didn't say, and you know, about 7,000 times. He actually sounded like a
Professional?
pro. I was like, and he threw me under the bus about, I don't know, 6,000 times.
That's
I
it.
wasn't trying to, but it just happens, you know? Like, I know you're like a good person, but sometimes it just happens, you know? Me and you, we go into these jarring matches. You know, I don't want to attack you. It just happens.
You don't want to tag me. It just happens. But don't worry about it, because Payback is a real winner.
You know what I love about our crew is that they have ideas like this cam he's got on him as his idea. I think it's a great idea because now we get to see behind the board. It's what you and I did 6 years ago. We were always looking for somebody to partake in it. Ah, he's wearing a blue flannel today.
What's up, Iceman? Coming?
There he is, Frozone.
Frozone.
Frozone himself.
Yo, Frozone. I like icicles.
So RK says yesterday, he says,
What's
you
up,
know,
Zero?
instead of having us come in at 9, why didn't you tell us to come in at 8:30 and we can get the show off on time? I said, great idea. Can you be here at 8:30? Absolutely.
Yeah, according to
9:44.
You're close.
In my defense, it was a rough night. There
Yeah.
was not much that could be had.
Really?
Take
Never
a
mind
mic.
What happened?
Grab your
I know,
mic.
he came with Duncan.
Frozone.
Sit down so we can see you.
I was gonna toss a.
Let's go to a
donut
quad.
hole here.
What's the matter? What is that?
The
Donut holes for you.
Your donut,
Okay.
Your donut holes.
Okay, let me ask you a question. You brought a bag of donut holes?
Yeah.
I didn't put them in the bag. The people at Dunkin'.
They come in a
did.
box.
Evidently not. Not this
Yeah,
You don't
place.
have any boxes.
I have never seen a bag of donut holes.
So let me tell you what
A
happened.
bag of holes.
When I texted you, I was out the door at my place, and I was pulling into the other Dunkin' that's across the street from me, and I picked up, my chai latte, and my breakfast.
You went to see your
And
Shylock?
My chai latte.
You went to see your Shylock.
His chai latte.
Oh,
I
the
ordered
bag I
chai
couldn't
latte.
hear. I'm sorry, Shylotte.
Yes, in my donuts. And so as I'm pulling down, I come onto Federal, and that's when you text me said minis. I was like, now he texted me back. Okay.
Because he doesn't care. He's
I was
why-
thinking that. I was going to say, you waited that long? for
You
this
say
text?
I already left. You don't have to go back.
You turn.
I thought about that too, but you know me, I'm a kiss ass. So I put into the
You see where I
GPS
live?
Dunkin' Donuts, and I was like, oh, there's one right up here. Flipped a turn real quick.
nice
Um,
meeting.
You know, there's a Dunkin' Donuts right here in the corner that Slick goes to all
This
the
one's-
time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
it's under construction.
That's where Slick goes all the time.
It's under construction.
He's always there.
But anyway, so I pull onto, I do a really like a hard, sharp 90. Just, you hear the tires. squeak.
You
I'm like, "Oh,
need
that's
to
bad."
do all that. From now
And so-
on, don't ask.
Well, let me finish the story. So I'm coming up on this Dunkin', and GPS says it's take a right. I say, all right. It's on the left-hand side. I'm like, oh, okay. And so I do another one, really, really bad wide turn. I do a 3-point turn to get back into the road to turn into the Dunkin'. I'm turning in the wrong. I'm turning into the exit, not the entrance. So I cut one person off. I say sorry. I try to pull into the
Sorry.
parking lot. Another lady's backing out. I got to do that us goofy white people do. And then I turn into the parking spot. And so I get out. I go into the place. It's just chaos. It's just ensuing. You got some guy on his phone at the register going, Sharon, I need you to take over the register. I'm going home. And it's like 9:30. So some lady has to hop off the espresso bar where she's making the drinks. He comes
You
over
went
to
into the
register.
Dunkin', you said?
I went into the Dunkin'.
Which one did you go to?
The one on Federal?
Do me a
Next-
favor, never
the radio
ask.
station?
Never ask.
The one near the radio station?
Yes.
And there's one lady that works there.
I don't know, maybe.
Only
Aye.
one.
The one that's next to Trader Joe's, right? It's on the
Yes.
corner, that really shady looking one, the dinky
Yes.
one.
Her, first of all, her name is Barbara, and
Is
I've
it?
known her for 20 years.
Which one?
That
Which
her
lady?
name?
The shady lady.
I mean, are we thinking about the same lady? This
Oh,
lady
yeah,
seemed
she's
alright.
the only
Yes.
lady that works there.
She looks like she's on the radar and stuff. She's
Well,
not.
there were
She's
two
very
ladies
nice.
though.
There were two.
Was she a younger lady or was she
Older lady.
Yeah, so she was in the back making
Yeah.
the donuts. I think. She was blonde.
You tell her
Nice.
Freddie. Yeah, you tell Freddie sent me, and she would have taken
Well, there's
care
one
of
that's got dark hair. Who's always there.
Maybe it's gotten
Anyway,
dark.
thank you for doing the donut run.
Thank you. I'm sorry that you did all that. Don't ever ask me again. If there was a ticket tied to this story at the end, I would have just exit stage
It was a
left.
good story though, right?
It was.
It
How'd you like
was.
I
yesterday?
run into Dinky Donuts.
How was yesterday for you?
It was a good time.
Did you have a good time?
I learned that I
You shouldn't have two funky Buddhas.
despite my tolerance going up slightly, I should stay away from 2 funky Buddhas. I should stick with just one.
You just stick with one. And well, the thing is that Artful Dodger happy hour is from 12 to 7 every day.
ridiculous.
So we got there at 1 o'clock.
Free for beers, isn't it?
So
Who
he
ever
gets a
heard of a
beer,
12 to
you
7
finish
happy
it,
hour?
and then she gives you a second one because
happy hour.
it's happy hour, right?
Do you remember the look on my face when she brought me the
Yes.
second one? I was just like, oh man.
Yeah,
here
because
we
you get
go.
the second one for free.
Down the rabbit hole.
Down.
But
rabbit hole.
I not for nothing. I've been hanging out a real long time. I have never in my life seen somebody leave a hangout to sit outside because they're frozen.
It's cold.
I mean, I do.
I get cold
When I
easily.
get-
Yeah.
Do you ever walk out when you're hanging out with people? I have never seen
I
that.
borrow a jacket from someone. I
I
find a
done
way
that.
to go on the dance floor, warm up.
Why didn't you get out? Oh, you started doing that too. You started dancing with him. That was a sight.
I was dancing with Vlad.
Yes.
And that was after the lemon drop shot.
Wasn't
Which was
Vlad hilarious?
another bad mistake.
Wasn't he hilarious?
Man, you thought I was gone. This guy was.
He
So
was
I thought
zooted.
Vlad just ordered pineapple juice, and then I hear the slurp.
He tried to do pineapple juice at first, and then Barb was like, "Oh, pineapple."
I didn't realize there was tequila in it.
Yeah.
And he
And, then,
swallowed.
and he went just
went,
like
"Zoop."
zoop, zoop. That one,
That's
that
just
one.
weird. You gotta nurse the drink. What are you doing?
I blinked and it was gone. I was
Gone.
like, Vlad,
Then
you
he
said you
went-
don't drink like that.
And he says, nurse the drink. What does that mean? Oh, gee, as it wasn't mean. Means you're going to be on the floor if you keep drinking like
I
that.
got the second one back in like 5 minutes after that.
Yep. And then there might have been a third and a fourth at some point. I
How
don't
many did
remember.
Slick have? How many of those raindrop
He had
things
at
you
least
had?
3 lemon drops
Raindrops?
before I went outside.
How many raindrops you had?
Oh, okay. I mean, I will tell you guys the truth on that. Like, I probably had 3 of the
No,
lemon
no.
drop
I
drinks.
counted 4 or 5.
Okay, if you can say 4 or 5.
And a couple of
then I had
shots.
like 3 shots. I was okay though. I did a radio show, got home safely.
Best radio show he's ever done. You guys did. Nice job.
So from now on, when we do that, you go in the trunk, and then I get the 3 guys, because I had Josh also. The only one we didn't have was Vlad. So if we had put all of you guys in the car, so it was all of them and me.
Vlad-
It sounds like an all boys trip, and then it's Dawn.
It was, because Valerie went to work after lunch. So it was Vlad, Slick, Josh,
Yeah, but now you know how I
RK,
feel every
Freddie,
day of the week.
and me.
Every day of the week, you know how I feel.
And me. So we were playing this little thing. What did you learn about one of your coworkers yesterday? Something good.
Something good.
That's the end of that conversation.
Josh is the only one who knows how to hold his own when it comes to the
Because he
booze.
can't drink.
Because he's not
Well,
allowed to
probably-
drink
probably
because he's
shouldn't
only
say that on the
19.
air.
He's 19.
I was gonna.
He was
Now
the
we're
only-
ignoring that
Because
fact.
Josh was having water. Yes.
So we gave him the camera to hold because he's the only
He
sober
had
person
camera
there.
and iced tea because he's 19. That would be why Josh
You
is
had to
holding
hold
his
the
drink.
phone for Slick when we went live. Slick was,
I couldn't hold
and Josh was like, "Give it to me. Give the phone to me."
That would be why. Josh is a good guy. I think he's coming in today too.
Good kid. He's a good kid.
We got to
He's a
do
good-
his evaluation today, by the way.
I'll do it. Good person. Good
We gotta
person
check
all
that out.
around. He has a brilliant future. But you guys did an outstanding job. I have to tell you, I got to take my hat off. I was told that you have the IQ of a brain surgeon.
Who told you that?
It doesn't matter who, but they observed you yesterday, and you are more than you let on. You do a lot of hiding behind the scene.
Just wait till you see my show. 12:30 today.
Is Bianca involved in your
12:30 is
show?
probably not a good time
Yeah,
to do it.
that's what I was just about to
12:30 is not a good time to do
12:30
it.
is the cafe.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
11:30
was
is the
gonna run this
late.
by you. I was gonna ask if I could pre-record it, especially for the first episode. Just it's gonna be me monologuing. I'm gonna run my own
What are you
words.
talking about? I'm
You're
gonna
gonna
put
sit
you
here
on
by
the air in
yourself
about
and
10
record?
minutes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes I'm gonna put you on
Yeah,
the
about
air.
10 o'clock.
I got
I'll
no
do your
time
show.
for
Or
that.
10:30.
Okay.
30. I got you. 10:30. You got this.
Okay. Sure.
Alana's got this too.
Oh yeah.
Alana's gonna direct today. She's gonna learn boards, she's gonna direct, she's gonna learn how to put a clock together. Got some pieces that we're going to be doing. We are going to be inviting people to come into studio. We had a debate about whether or not how we're going to do this. So we are temporarily again in that zone where planes go like this until they land. Because I don't know what we're going to do.
We're not going there, Batman. What do you think about Jeff Bezos going up 10.5 minutes around the world? At least
You
Sir
want-
Richard Branson went up for an hour. He was only there for 10.5 minutes for.
The blueprint was 10.5 minutes and
Yeah.
they came back.
Yes.
That was the blueprint. They stuck to the blueprint. They could have stayed up more if they wanted. Now that you see the controversy with Bezos,
Yes.
who paid for that trip?
Oh, that was, yeah. We all did, apparently.
And who else?
It was taxpayer dollars. It wasn't
Amazon
Amazon.
money paid for it.
Thank you, Amazon.
So do
He
you
says.
know every time Amazon comes here, Amazon, and they leave a package, those monies went to that. I feel like I own that ship.
Well, why do you think his wife left him?
Yes.
I feel more
Allegedly.
sorry for the employees that slave away
Part
at the
two.
warehouses.
About the abusive conditions Amazon employees have. Now, I gotta
Actually,
tell you,
there was actually, I was reading a story about that actually. Allegedly, they say that it is a toxic workplace.
toxic, and the problem is that I gotta tell you, Amazon is really good. There are places in Tampa, because they got a big hub there, you can get your merchandise same day.
They're opening one here actually also.
There's one in Miami, but it's not same day yet. They have next day.
I think there's going to be one here in Central
I
Florida.
think there's a next day where near me and Dan and Val live over in
Yes.
Deerfield. Yeah, off Military and Hillsborough.
And so apparently he thanked all the Amazon shoppers and employees for paying for the trip
Paying for
to
the trip.
space.
Now he has a. Do you hear what the dream is of his with this whole program? Because so much. I mean, listen. He's a me guy. He's a what is it? A personality. They said-
Egocentric or something like that?
They said it on the air. I was like, wow, I can't believe she said it.
Narcissistic?
Yeah. And he said to her, no, it's not about the me. What he's thinking of, all of the mechanisms that we have on this planet that is destroying it, coal and
Global
things like-
warming and the
He
footprint.
wants to put it in space. He wants to build everything in space and somehow get it down here. Now, that doesn't even make sense to me. Because how are you going to make products in space and then get it down here? A loaf of bread will cost you $175 million. Because it takes what? 2.5 billion to get up into this. How much was the thing? 2.5. I'm never going. I can't afford that.
It's interesting, right?
So there's a lot of controversy. So
They say it's
congratulations
the
for
billionaire's
doing
race to
it.
space. I know.
He's saying it's not about that.
He's saying it's about that. You probably know it since you have the IQ of a brain surgeon. The atmosphere line where it changes.
You making
where it's
fun of
space.
me?
Not at all.
Yeah, you are.
The
You're mocking
atmospheric
me.
line. Not at all. I'm
Yeah, you
asking
are.
him. Do you know what
it's
it's
funny how
called?
you get away with that because you have a high IQ too.
Do you know what it's called? I
Talking
don't.
About how, he was speaking about how thin it was.
Right.
when he was
Exactly.
up there.
What the?
I don't remember.
That's what
they
he's
said it
here
was
for. He
called.
wants to protect that line in the atmosphere where it's sort of between space and Earth should be saved for what it is, to enjoy the beauty of Earth and all that its offerings, but space should be protected to
Well, the
preserve
ozone
the Earth.
layer he's talking about. There's a big hole in it, so stuff is getting through more than ever before. But that's what happens with planets. Planets age like anything else.
No, that's what happens when we abuse the planet.
Well, they're saying that the moon was
What
once a
happens when
planet,
you abuse
like
the planet
Earth.
like fossil
Not
fuels
the
and
moon.
all that
Exactly.
extra
Like-
stuff, Go.
So did you see,
Green is the way to go.
ML, who watches baseball? Anyone in this room?
Baseballs, yeah.
Anyone watch baseball last night in this room?
Yeah.
First baseball game ever to be broadcast by all female broadcasters.
Missed that.
Yep.
You missed it. You did not. Did
Missed
you,
it.
Alana?
I didn't get to catch it, but I was listening to it on the news this
What
morning
team?
about it was it a total of 5 women?
5
What
women.
team?
Yep, 5 women broadcasting.
No, don't look it up. If you so harped on it, what team?
I'm going to tell you who it is.
She don't even know.
Yes, I do. Baltimore Orioles and the Tampa Bay Rays.
Oh my God.
You know, listen, Tampa Bay is an amazing team.
Baltimore Orioles and the Tampa Bay Rays. Go ahead.
Tampa's been killing it lately. But
5 women.
5 women.
The first time in history that all women broadcasters in baseball.
So what?
Well,
I don't get this.
that's what they said. Some said, so what? This is what we do. Why is it such a big deal? And others say between what they got to do yesterday, the new general manager for the Marlins, about women now totally stepping into their power and getting recognized for the equality that they do. But here's the interesting side of it. They thanked the men as mentors that they have looked up to for all these years, that have taught them lessons, and the men that made me think of you.
Are you sure the Devil Rays? I think that the Marlins are the ones with the female general.
Yes,
manager.
Marlins have the general manager, but last night's game
Yeah.
was broadcast, play-by-play, color commentary by
But that's
all
what
women.
you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I thought you were talking about something else. I
By
thought it was
all
the
women.
production you were talking about.
No, the commentary, the
Oh, yeah.
whole broadcasting. But they thank the men as their mentors, and here's why I thought of you. Because that one of them thanked one of their first boss for getting her out of the reporter locker room and saying, you are going to do the commentary on this because you're going to the next level.
Wait.
And she thanked him for giving her the opportunity, and he was like, why? It doesn't matter that you're a woman, this is what you're going to do.
That's right.
And it set the path for where she is today.
That's right. But you understand, being that you brought up baseball, what the problem is right now in baseball.
Well, you watch baseball all the time,
Yes,
and
but
here,
there's a problem.
what's the problem?
Domestic violence is rampant in baseball, and it's getting worse. So this famous pitcher that the Mets did not sign, the Dodgers did, Bauer, is now on leave because they don't want to call him a domestic violence. That's punishable by a year out of the game.
But they've had that in football, too.
Hold on. It gets trickier. And what's happening, a lot of other players, superstars that make the game, are getting caught doing what they shouldn't be doing. So what baseball is doing is they're spinning this, exactly the reaction you're getting, and it has nothing to do with anything except that women, like men, deserve to be there because they're that good. So I don't want to applaud it because it was all 5 women. I want to applaud it because they did a good job.
Well, that's exactly what they said, but it was history breaking, and they said, hopefully, when they do the interviews, that it inspires young women to say, you know what, I can do anything.
You watch baseball?
Not at all.
You watch baseball?
Not so much.
Well, that's the problem. You see, the problem here is that the 5 women are the only ones that watch baseball.
But there was one broadcaster, and she looks like she's about 16, tiny little sweet thing, and she said she realized she had lived her mother's dream because her mother, I guess, was in reporting and always wanted to be this. And because of the generational gap, she couldn't. And this girl grew up watching baseball and sports. That's all she ever watched. And then there was another one that said she went back later in life, which makes me laugh. She went back for her master's in journalism at 28, and later in life decided this is what she was going to do at 28, which is funny because that's still so young, like you guys. But they thanked everyone along the way, and they said this is what they do every day. This is nothing different, but it is definitely something to be noteworthy.
So if ESPN wanted to give you a big contract to be a sportscaster on Major League tonight, would you do it?
Sure. But
You
I
don't
know
even know anything about
sports,
baseball.
so I'd have to learn.
So would you do it?
Yeah, but I'd
Would
have
you
to
feel
hone up on it.
intimidated?
Yeah, but I'd have to learn a lot.
Now, suppose they bring in I don't know, a guy who's in the Hall of Fame, who knows the game in and out, and he's like a Nolan Ryan to sit next to you and do the commentary. Would you do it?
Sure.
Would you feel intimidated?
No, like you and I do. You know far more about certain things than I do,
No,
but
I
I sit
don't.
next to you all the time.
I'm the one that's intimidated.
By what? RK?
No.
The IQ of a brain surgeon?
Watch out.
She's mocking me.
Not at all.
Yesterday I was called a fly on the wall.
She's mocking me.
That same day.
She's
it's
making
called
fun
brain
of me.
surgery.
Not at all.
She is. And that's only because I'm Latino, because I'm
Well,
Puerto Rican.
Who called me a brain surgeon? Because I think I know who it
Somebody
was.
says your IQ is very high. Is that true?
I don't know. Maybe.
You don't know?
Link
Are
me
you
an
an
IQ
are
test.
you an intelligent person?
No, I'm a brilliant person. I don't know if I'm
Brilliant.
high IQ or
There
anything.
you go.
That's a big word.
You think you're brilliant?
I
No.
think I'm.
The door's too big
Triple
for her.
J.
Her
Triple J.
backpack almost knocked her over.
Triple J almost came in through the mail slot.
I
She's
would say I'm
cute.
smart and educated.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being brilliant, 1 being
Brilliant.
what would you say you are?
I'd say in most cases a strong 8.
What would you say you are?
Me?
Yeah, you.
7.5. Well, it depends on the day. There's some days I just have.
Okay,
more-
I just want I want one answer.
If 10 was brilliant, he said brilliant, wouldn't that be a
What
10?
number are you?
Well, because like.
Give me a
there's
number.
brilliant and then there's
Stop.
astronomical geniuses, right?
What number are you?
Like a 10 would be
What
like
number are you?
Einstein or Neil deGrasse Tyson.
What number are you?
It depends on the day for me.
What number
So
are
if
you?
it was like I'll say
Jessica.
midweek, like right now,
sit over
I'll
here.
say I'm
What
feeling
number?
I'm feeling like a good
Oh,
7.
Dan,
A
flip
good
a chair.
7.
Dan, from 1 to 10. Dan, stop serving your master. From 1 to 10.
Whoa.
From 1 to
Don't even chime in. He's been attacked.
Quick, throw on that disclaimer, Slick.
From 1 to 10, Dan, 10 being brilliant, what number would you
there.
give yourself for being brilliant? You know, what's your self-designated number?
Somewhere in the B plus range.
Okay, give me a number,
Like
not
to
a
10, he's a
letter.
B plus.
And
So
that
far,
answers
that
it
number's
for you.
dipping.
That's
Numbers
86,
dipping.
what, 86 to 89.
Okay, so you're like an 8?
So an 8.
1 to 10.
Let's see.
1 to 10? 1, 2, an 8?
8.
Does Slick give us a number?
7.
But it varies on each
Right,
day.
some-
So
Some days it's like an earthquake.
some
It's
days it's 7,
6.5.
some days it's 10, some
It
days
depends
it's
how many
8.
lemon drops you
Triple
have.
A, what number would you give yourself from 1 to 10, 10 being brilliant in your whole
And how
Intelligent.
smart you are.
This is one of our new producers. Everyone meet Jessica.
Triple J?
Maybe like
Hold the mic up.
8 to 9.
8 to 9?
Yeah.
How about
What
you?
number will you give you?
Me? 12.
Ugh.
13.
I knew that was coming.
No, I
do
got to
you-
tell you, what keeps us going is everybody's brain
No,
power here.
I meant to be honest with you. I'm an 11. And I'm going to tell you why.
Why?
Think about it this way. If you look at yourself as a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, then everybody else is going to look at you smaller, right? But when you look at yourself as an 11, then you are going into that room feeling intelligent. You don't want to walk into a meeting feeling at a disadvantage. You know this business. Why didn't you say 10?
Well, I mean, it's all about also being humble. Like, yeah, we might think we're 7.
I didn't ask you to be
know
humble.
We're smart.
Yeah, but I don't want to brag about
But
it.
I
we're
didn't
not-
ask
we're
you to
not-
be humble.
We're not astrophysicists. Astrophysicists would be a 10. if
I
we're being
actually like
honest.
the shot that you guys can't
Preach,
see right
RK,
here is
preach,
Dan in
RK.
this chair and RK on the stool.
It's actually to pace.
They're like the same height right now.
Same height.
Not
look
even.
at RK holding a
This is
cigar.
definitely
He's holding a
picture-worthy,
cigar.
is all
See
I
the way
can
he
tell
holds it, like? He holds it like a cigar. Like, but you don't. I didn't say not to be humble. I said truthful.
That is truthful.
Truthful
I'm thinking,
is
in the
you're-
grand scheme of things, am I an astrophysicist? Absolutely freaking not. Am I smarter than the average bear? Sure, I think so. I would say in the middle.
You
Somewhere.
see, but you're
7.5.
putting you're putting logic to the illogical.
Of
You
course,
gotta
no, it's a
go
logical
in.
question.
You gotta go in with the proper frame of mind.
I just know that when I walk into a room, I wouldn't be an automatic 10 because there's always something you can learn. You learn something new every day. So if you have the mindset that you're already at your best or your peak, then
Interesting.
that's the kind of attitude you're going to give off to people. If you think you're the smartest person in the room and that you can't take away
Preach.
from other people and learn.
So-
Yeah, and
so-
there's something to be said about surrounding yourself with more intelligent, more talented people.
So it's all about learning from them.
That's actually a true fact, by the way.
It is, but what about you teaching something every time you walk in the room? What about you teaching something to someone else?
But you know, that's the whole
That's
premise
when you master
behind
the craft, yeah.
inclusion and special needs, and Alana will know this too. Because when you bring someone in who's got special needs, truly a child with special needs, you put them in a class full of higher IQ or more skilled people, they will rise to that level. But if you put them in a classroom of lower IQ and lower skill, they don't excel. Same thing with, I think, elderly and dementia units. If there's no activities and
Yeah,
you're
but you're
sitting there in a
adding-
dark room, you decrease. If you put them in a room full of people that do, they will rise to their greatest potential.
You're adding flavor to the mix.
But you have to. Because it's never
Okay.
black and white with me.
Well, I understand that. I'm talking about a normal room. When you go in there, if you feel you're going to learn something and that removes numbers from you, okay, but what about adding numbers? Because I learned something from watching production from Slick last night,
What'd you learn?
and I've been doing this 15 years.
What'd you learn?
I learned that he can, on any given day, any given Sunday, like the movie, he can win. You understand? You
He might
understand?
be at a 7 right
yeah,
now.
you have to
Do you
replay
understand
that.
that?
But he
No.
can't eat and talk at the
Have
same
you
time.
ever heard of the movie On Any Given Sunday with Al Pacino? You guys ever heard of that movie?
Scarface, yeah.
And not
No, on any-
Scarface. On any given
Oh, the devil's
Sunday.
advocate. Yeah, nice.
You can win a championship. Oh, okay, Milwaukee last night.
Yeah.
They took it right away from Pierce, who was supposed to. Phoenix was the best team in basketball until they ran into Milwaukee.
I know.
And Milwaukee was down 0-2. They were down 2 games, and
He
they
dropped
said,
50 points last night.
"Ain't nothing." On any given Sunday, you can win a championship.
First
On
time in
any-
50 years, right?
First time. On any given production, you can come out smelling like a rose. On any major deal, you can win that deal. On any given Sunday. Doesn't that count for something? Don't you feel like you can teach something as opposed to always learning?
Yeah, but then you say, I'm going to give your words right back to you.
Okay.
You say you're only as good as your next deal, because that one that you patting yourself on the back for is only as good as that pat on the back until
But
you
take
wake
the
up the next
applause.
morning.
Take the bow.
Yeah.
I'm not saying to live the bow. Take the bow. These are not career movements. These are intricacies to take you to that next level.
Little steps at a
Did
time.
you ever think you want to be on a radio station doing video and everything else?
No.
Not in a million years. You guys ever wake up and say, today I'm going to be on national radio television?
Here's like the coolest thing about Alana is I interviewed Alana, we did last summer when we were in the pandemic. She was on her patio
COVID.
during COVID doing arts and crafts and showing us her crown as Miss St. Pete. And then a year later, I saw you came in third runner-up for Miss Florida, and I said, well, come back. Let's hear what's going on. And here she sits now as our new face of WNN on evening shows.
And Jody's watching from WNN. It's a great story. Jody started as the weather girl.
Jody told me she started as the parking lot
Parking
attendant,
lot
lifting
attendant.
the gate at WNN.
She would hit the button and go, "Roo." This is, it was
Well, at a
another
different
building.
studio now. She's the general manager. But you talk about
You have to
growing
start
into
somewhere.
it. Yep.
And she did the weather and everything. And the funny thing is that Jody still does these things because her fingers can't stop doing all these things that she used to do except the gate. She still does them. I mean, that's a success story. You got to tip your hat. The lady that went into space yesterday, that 82-year-old woman.
Yep.
I told you, Mercury 13, all women. You want to talk about all women? That whole program was all women.
Then they didn't get chosen, and then she got
And
her
they
chance
locked
to go.
the show down because it was all women in 62. Really? That's just
But
ridiculous.
look about a league of their own, the first female
How did we
baseball
get to the
league.
moon? No, that's one thing. What about the moon thing? Well, we got to the moon. Who got us there?
Yeah.
The women. They figured out the math. There wasn't a guy there. There was no testosterone in the room. And they went in that room. They said, 1, 2, like 12 women. They figured it out, yeah. And meanwhile, they had some of the most brilliant male minds in the world.
True that.
A league of their own, or women baseball. Why did they stop it? Because people started to like it. And it was a seller. See, the problem here is that you live what people expect you to be, not what you think you should be. And that's why I have a problem with that. I don't want people to size me up. When I started this with the cams, they sized me up and said, you ain't
Okay,
never
so
gonna
let's
make
ask
it.
them. Let's start with Jessica, because I have no idea what's even going through your brain, because you're now seeing what we do. What do you expect yourself to be?
I expect myself to, be successful in what I like to do in the art field, even though like other people are like, oh, you can't do that. It's too competitive, And I expect myself to be at a certain place at a certain point in time, because like the future doesn't exist yet, so no one can't say you can't do this. It's still there. It's still being made as I am in the present now.
So others expect you not to do what you expect yourself to be.
Right.
So you expect more from yourself than others.
Mhm.
Can you do that?
I think I can.
All right. How about you, Alana?
Oh, I'm figuring that out right now too. I think this past year has thrown the unexpected, and people learn to be quick on their feet and adapt, and it's opened people's eyes to going after something that they may not have before. Life's too short to not try something new.
And she got a head start.
What about when you started working with the Miss America organization?
Yeah, that's something that I was very new to also. I was kind of old in the game. Girls have grown up since, they were young children in the Princess program, and I never did anything like that. And, I was only going into grad school when this was even brought to my attention that this existed. And I didn't let that stop me from trying, and I walked in and I won, and then I went on to the Miss Florida event, and my eyes were open also because I think deep down I held some stereotypes about pageantry in general and expectations, and I found myself concentrating a little bit on looks too because I wanted to fit in and be in the role, but the more I grew into that, I learned what the core values were behind it and what I wanted to stand for if I was doing this, because if there were other young girls looking up to me, what would I want them to see and have represented? So,
But what did people say when you were doing this? Did you have naysayers?
it's a lot of mixed reactions. I will say oftentimes when I tell people that I'm involved with the Miss America organization, the first reaction is usually a smile and, oh, you're so pretty, and like, oh, I could totally see you being Miss Florida, which I appreciate that, just to others I can be a pretty face, but I want to be more than that. I want people to listen to what I have to say, know what I do for the community, know what work I've put in behind this, and that it's more than just something to look at. So I think it drives me more to talk about it and for them to know more about it.
Passion versus business.
Okay, Arcade?
What
What was the
again?
question? What you expect of yourself.
This is
compared
my
to
brilliant. This is
others.
my brilliant scientist.
I knew when you.
Wow.
What others think you're capable of. Do you think you can do more than others think you can do?
I think so. 'Cause it's like you said, I hide a lot behind the curtains. I don't act as smart as I know I am. I kind of match the room.
You're like the
Sort of.
wizard in The Wizard of Oz, behind the
I don't know about
curtain.
that. I don't know about that.
But no, you are. And then you match the room, but yet you come out with all these great ideas.
Yeah.
Thank you for dumbing yourself down for me.
Anything for you.
Oh my goodness.
It's
Number
funny.
6.
I'm going to tell you, now that you said that, when I was playing ball for NYU, my friends all were like, oh, now you think you're all that. Not to mention I was a good ball player. Okay, so I got selected to play. Yeah, baseball. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I had my friends, and I went to my sister because I talked to Mimi, and I says, I got a problem. Exactly what you just said. I said, they feel that I'm dumbing myself down for them. I mean, I was reading the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times. My vocabulary isn't like what it is now. Actually, it worked in the day. And I had to make a decision. And she says, you either live for your friends or you live for yourself. And I had to live for myself. And I continued to play ball with them, but I didn't hang out. We weren't the decal guys no more.
I mean, you skipped grades in school. You went to college when you were 16. You
What do
went on a full
I mean, what do you
scholarship.
want me to tell you?
But people don't realize that because
But I love being with
he
people.
does what you do. He reads the room. But to go to college at 16 on a full scholarship at NYU,
I felt
seriously?
I felt like a baby among all. I looked around.
Yeah, but
there's
you
a
know
lot of
what
old
an
people in here.
achievement that is? And coming from where you grew up, it wasn't like everyone was sitting in Booksmart in the libraries. You were living the life you were living in the South Bronx and still did what you did.
But again, those words that he just said haunt me because Ivan Stade, a friend of mine, said that to me, and it really hurt because I wasn't trying to do that, and I didn't want to hide behind that curtain anymore. You know, it's not what I do. I teach. I let you guys drink from my wine because I want to drink from yours. I think that this is the future sitting in this room.
100%.
You guys are going to take production to another level. That's why my son is so excited about everything that's going on right now.
Look at this setup today. Is this not like unbelievable?
I mean, look at what you have in your hand, man. People would shoot and kill for this.
I don't do that.
Don't go, don't. Where's he going?
I don't know.
I don't know. He's scary. He's
What about you?
scary. Oh, God.
Where's your dad, by the way?
He's hanging out with Pablo.
Is he coming over?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. He's hanging out with Pablo.
I wanted him to see the studio. Yeah, I think I definitely don't like to display everything on right off the rip. I don't like to display everything I know how to do and things like that.
You're a very intelligent guy.
I don't know why I like to be a little conservative.
But
like
why do
that.
you do that? Why do you push people around you up to make them feel better? Is that why you do it? So they can feel better? You're not a dumb dude. I know that for a fact.
He does that a lot to me.
I definitely have my own way of motivating. But I think, when you have displayed all your talents and stuff like that, you can get, people will pick apart what they want you for and stuff like that, and you may get cornered in a hole that you don't want to be.
So do you live a lot about your life with what people think you should be as opposed to who you are?
Yeah, there's a good bit of that.
Yeah. We want to get away from that. That's
So
toxic
how do people
juice.
think you should live your life?
Oh,
Conservatively?
yeah, very, very, very.
Because you a wild man?
I guess so.
Well, you have what they call a spirit, You ever meet somebody who has this spirit and they're into the groove and the move and all that, and you say, wow, I wish I could be like that. You ever meet anybody like that?
I mean, I like marching to my own beat, though. I always say, I try and find people who will rock with me rather than I have to change myself up for.
Slick, do you think you should change yourself to be what other people expect you to
The
be?
chameleon.
I can't. I really
The
can't.
chameleon.
So we kind of had a conversation like that yesterday. So if we mesh, we mesh. If we don't, okay. I think that's just it, or that's what she wrote, or that's how she wrote it. I really
But I think
can't
you
make-
mesh with everybody.
Me.
He
I think
can.
it's just my energy. I
He
have
can.
a gravitational pull.
But when
Like
you're
this.
with
He's a
people,
plant.
but inside, are you feeling that you mesh? Because on the outside, you mesh with everybody. But on the inside, you feel different?
Me?
You.
Yeah, it all depends on that relationship with that one person, to be honest. And I will sit down that one person even though they feel like my energy's like a good energy to be around. And I have to have that uncomfortable conversation. Like Freddie, I don't like how you attack me. So I'm just
But you
letting
know
that
what?
know
You're
by
good at
everyone.
it because you
Yeah.
play with it, and I don't mean anything by it.
But I got to tell you, when you pulled up this morning, music was blaring. Did you see the smile on his face? I saw the smile on your face, and then I looked at Freddie, and I'm like, you love that kid. He's like, I know I do.
It's funny. I used to.
You put a smile on his face that is like beaming. When you text him, he may fight it, but you make him smile.
It's funny.
See?
It's funny because yesterday we met some new friends at the Artful Dodger, and they're sitting there, And they're going, you guys are working? Yeah. Is it like this all the time? I said, sometimes it's even worse.
We bought an orchid.
And because
Josh bought a ponytail bomb in the middle of the Artful Dodger.
and he was sober. He was sober. But the funny thing is, I look back on my life, it's always been like this for me. Everywhere I've gone, I played music, I've had merengues, it's always been. My mother used to throw parties from Friday to Sunday, all the whole weekend. It's always been this way for me. And I called my sister last night. I says, is it true that, and she says, yeah, it's always been that way, Freddie. You know that.
Amazing.
And so to me, this is normal.
I think to everyone here, it's kind of normal too.
No, everybody here is not normal. I'm telling you right now.
Like, what do you think Jessica's thinking? She's thinking this is day 1 or 2. She meets us at the radio station on day 1, and you got to meet Brad Beasley, who's the head of Beasley Media, which is amazing. On your first day, you get to meet him. Right, and then you're here. What do you expect? What do you want from being with us?
I mean, I'm learning so much, even though this is my second day. Like, if I wasn't here, I probably would never know anything about, like, I guess production-wise. Because I know everything, like, in front of the camera, but I don't know how to do anything behind the camera, and it's really great experience.
Because you're an actress.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
And you've done a couple commercials already on TV.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I know what to do up in the front, but it's like I've never done like a talk show either. So it's like talking off the top of my head is different from like having lines memorized and you're like know what to say. And
Line memorize is one way of doing it, and then ad lib and cuffed, and she'll tell you it's another way of doing it. It depends on how comfortable you are. You forget the cameras ain't even there, you just be you. Very difficult when you interview somebody to get them to feel that way. See, that's the juice right there.
Get him to feel what?
Because people, when they come in, they're like this. Where's the camera? And they're stiff. And you got to get them motivated into conversation, talk about themselves. And then they start doing this, and they start opening up, or they do the dance. This is the part I like, when they start doing that.
Like the stickball guy.
Yeah.
Every
They
day.
start blowing. Stickball.
That's coming on Tuesday. I'm going to have Alana reach out and give him a little call.
I don't know if Mama Ali is coming today or tomorrow. I know that I put it out that she is, but she is coming. She's in production. And she told me she was going to let me know, so I'm going to reach out to her.
Or her new movie, The Grid. Let's find out when that's coming out.
And she's been doing a lot of fighting. She's been going to a lot of fights because there's a lot of fighting that goes into the movie. I was supposed to be a cop in the movie, but I'm not an actor, so I don't
He doesn't have a SAG card,
I
apparently,
have a SAG
Jessica.
card, so I couldn't do it.
me neither.
But I can act better than nobody.
And you're going to do your show in about 10 minutes?
Sure thing.
And what's it called?
Getting deep with RK.
Ah, where are you doing it? In here?
Yeah, why not?
Slick, you're going to help him out?
Yeah, of course.
Getting deep. You see?
Okay.
And then you argue with me when people consider you very intelligent. You're a living
I
proof.
never, hold on, I never argued with that.
Oh, you did.
I agreed with you.
It's a very busy day
Oh, look
here.
who's here. It's the Joshua.
What do we have, 8
Mr.
Joshua
Tree. The Joshua tree
Joshua
is here. He bought it last night at the
Bought a
Artful
Joshua.
Dodger.
Now I see the bit.
And it's funny because I asked the girl, give me a tree that she can't kill. And she bought this tree.
Do
and
you
can't
have
kill
one?
it.
She said, I do. So what did I buy? The orchid that I'm definitely going to kill. But
Where is it?
it's in the theater.
Mm.
I got to put some
Put
water
ice
in it.
cubes in it.
Does it need sunlight or no?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what she put in the theater to kill it. It's gonna go like this. And there used to be a plant outside of the studio. Used to be.
Oh, right out here.
Yeah.
So I did. I put a basil plant here in,
Basil.
The
Like I
window.
want a basil plant.
and I
Basil.
thought, oh, it's going to. It was good to make drinks. It's going to grow and flourish in the sunlight, but apparently you
They
can't
burned.
put herbs in the window because they burn. So I'm going to try the
Maybe you
orchid
could
in the
do
window.
some indoor succulents that you only have to water like once a month. Those
That's
are
even
the
better.
go-tos.
Oh, an indoor
You need
succulent.
an indoor
I
succulent.
need an indoor succulent. How you doing, Josh?
I'm doing good.
Hey Josh, you had a good time yesterday?
Oh yeah, it was nice.
How's your plant?
Doing well.
Does your mom like it?
Yeah.
Did
I
you
watered
name it?
up. I kept it with the Medusa name just because of the leaves.
Oh, she has a name. Maybe I should name our orchid.
Joshua Jr.
That's too much. That's too much.
The
That's
Joshua
like
tree.
naming a
That's a
child.
force, RK.
It's Joshua Tree. JJ works perfectly, I thought. JT?
So what did you learn yesterday? Something good about one of your fellow crew members? This was the question
This
that
could
went
be
around the room.
dangerous. You see, I'll be sober one day.
Yeah, so he. Yeah.
Oh, what do you like?
What did you learn about?
I confused him.
Good thing.
Don't
Something
confuse
good that you learned about somebody
Yeah,
yesterday.
keep it on the good side.
I don't know. Some people like to sing.
They all like to sing. Yeah.
Slick was singing.
Some
Slick was singing.
Some people really
Slick and Vlad were singing.
You're singing.
Yes, yes.
No, Slick started singing
Everybody's
and
a
dancing.
secret singer.
And you had Leah singing too.
I just had to go.
And yes, her shirt was violet. I saw a
Had her
picture.
singing?
You had her
What
singing.
song was she singing? One of my songs?
When your song.
You were singing too. You were singing. You were doing. You were doing that funky
I
thing.
was sober too. I know the white girl dance.
The white girl. Thing. I didn't want to say it.
Was there karaoke or people?
No, we just
singing?
made a burn. It was really just us.
It
For
was a
some-
bunch of drunk people singing.
For
So whatever
some
you wanna call
reason,
that.
remember
Good time.
when you had a jukebox and you put money in it and the record played,
Now it's an
Yeah.
app.
right? It's an app. You don't
And
put
only
no
Slick
money in
has
it.
the app.
Well,
There you go.
How did you get access to their jukebox?
Well, Tommy told me to ask Barbara, and then Barbara gave me that to get.
So you have
somebody
access
else.
to their jukebox.
Correct.
How many songs are in there?
Whenever I'm in radius of this jukebox.
it's like it works like Spotify. You look up the song, and more than likely than not, they have a song you can play. You
Oh, it's
do it
like
up for
it's like
free.
one of these speakers that we have, like an echo.
Yeah.
Very interesting. All right, Getting
Wow.
Deep with RK coming to you in about 5 minutes. You doing a show today, Josh?
I could be on the show.
Okay.
I still have to work on the Goldie.
Yeah, we got lots of elements, lots of things. We've got a book release that's coming, a book signing end of August.
Gina
we got
Pressler,
some new
did
shows.
we do a
Gina's
spot
coming
for
in.
her?
Nope. Somebody's doing that. I forgot who it was.
RK.
Josh is doing that too. Or RK's
RK.
doing it?
Ask the Buddhas.
Yes.
Or I can do it because we don't have any art pieces.
Yeah, I was looking at it yesterday. There's nothing to use. We have
What
no
about her
assets.
website?
Does she have a website?
She doesn't have one.
Oh,
She has an Etsy that she hasn't posted on 2 years.
All right, so let's move on.
All right, so we're going to be working on some different things today. Alana's
On
going to
to
be making
another
some
one?
phone calls. We're going to bring Jessica into the fold. She edits, she does production. I want to do a piece of meet our new producers. So someone can take that project on because I want to put that out. So send it out to everyone to meet our new producers.
Oh, we need somebody also to work on the Faith Washington element. I need mountains and ranges and prairie dogs. And
I mean, I was working on it, but okay.
no, you can do it. You
Why
can
do I
help
not
me.
think of prairie dogs when I think of Faith Washington?
You can help me. I asked you to help me with the V mix.
Put it out there. It's on the board.
No, I was actually directing it at you. I just didn't want to throw it at
The
you.
lies you tell.
How's it feel to get thrown under the bus like you
Can we
did
do
to
a
me?
T-shirt for Freddy's Bodega? The lies you tell. It's like the
Oh,
Slick
that's a new
logo.
segment I want you guys to
thanks.
work
You
on
know,
also is
that's
Freddy's
That's-
Bodega.
That's insulting. Don't say that. I don't sell lies.
Lies.
No, because he's always saying it, so that's like his catchphrase.
He's always
His
saying
logo.
it. This
Freddy's
guy's like a,
Bodega.
a poster child for.
Of what?
We got a new singer coming in today from Wellington,
So I'm gonna
and
sing back up.
What's her name? You didn't tell me about this.
because I don't think she can sing here today because we're still waiting for more equipment to come
She
in.
can sing.
How?
Oh yeah, I'm waiting for the
Acapella.
Which
Josh
one
and
of
I
you
will
sing?
do,
Any one of
the
you
beats.
sing?
Oh, you don't want to hear me sing?
Let me hear you
Slick
sing.
does.
Oh no.
No, sing something. Sound of music.
I'll dance. I don't sing.
Her name is Carly, and she's 12.
She's 12.
12-year-old singer coming in. Yep.
Carly Rae
That's-
Jepsen.
Carly.
Carly.
That's the young lady that you showed me the picture of that she was singing?
Call me
Me maybe.
Call me maybe. I don't know.
I threw a wish in the
I don't
well.
know. And
Ask
I think
Albert
the
Shell.
gentleman who is a world-renowned songwriter, he's 92. He's coming in also, and he wrote the song for her to sing.
It's good to know that I know who's coming. Wow.
Just saying. So if we can
How
get
did
her.
I miss this memo? Did you know?
I know now.
Did you guys know?
Yeah, I know.
It's
She
on-
already she said it. She said it yesterday. I don't understand. You're not paying attention.
And Krista from around Wellington, she is bringing them.
You
So,
didn't
That
know?
was it.
I didn't know
That
either.
was it.
so we've got them
Who
coming.
else
We're
is
heading to
coming?
Manchester.
Who?
Krista from around Wellington.
The stickball people?
Yes. Oh, look who's here. Bob Anteville is in the house.
Hey, Bob, how you doing?
Another violet shirt. Is that violet or is that?
No, that's.
Tell him to come in here. Where is he?
All right, we're
It's
going to wrap
Bob.
this up.
Take it easy.
Have a great morning, everyone. Tune in later today at 12 o'clock.
That
we'll see you in a
was
little
funny.
bit.
Don't be. Thank you. Thank you for listening to the morning show. As I go now to fill my mug, which is completely empty, I'm coffee out.
Your cup runneth over.
No, company dry.
Have a great morning, everyone. Stay safe, be kind to each other. Tune in for all of our other morning shows coming from Ant Media Productions, and then our afternoon show at 12 o'clock.
And always join us for more fun and laughs, because you know your day starts when you smile.
Have a great morning, and we'll see you in a little bit.
And don't be late.